Hi, guys. This is Charlotte, Pastor Caldwell. I just came through tonight to talk about Kwanzaa. And I'm only going to do one night this year and just go through and take you through the 7 nights of the celebration. So, as I bring up my Zoom here, if you remember last year, I did it and I tried to do it every night. This year, I'm going to do one night because I do understand that some actually go to Kwanzaa celebrations and that keeps you busy up until the 1st of January, which my family and I did for years when we attended First African Presbyterian Church. So now understand this, Kwanzaa is an annual holiday that just affirms African family and social values that is celebrated primarily in the United States from December 26th to January 1st. Both the name and the celebration were devised in 1966. So how old was I in 1966? Three, probably three, by Malana Karinja, a professor of Africana Studies at California State University in Long Beach. Now, he was an important figure in Afrocentrism. And that's being, when you say Afrocentrism, it's being centered in African traditions and African people's way of being, things that were no longer, for many years, taught within our community because it was stripped from us when we came to these shores, our culture, our history, even though we found new ones that we all still enjoy now, new ways of doing music and all type of things. So now, although Kwanzaa is primarily an African American holiday, it has also come to be celebrated outside the United States, particularly in the Caribbean and other countries where there are large numbers of descendants of Africans. It was conceived as a non-political, let me tell you, non-political and non-religious holiday, and it is not considered to be a substitute for Christmas. Let me say that again. Kwanzaa is not a substitute for Christmas. That is not what Kwanzaa is about at all because it's non-religious and it's non-political, which means it's kind of a safe zone, right? It's kind of a safe zone. So Kwanzaa, this celebration, we always started with Habara Gani, which is what's happening. And then at the end, we say Harambe, and that is let's pull together. So those are things when we open every night, it was Habara Gani, Habara Gani, Habara Gani. That would just go on and on. And as you can see, this is the general display that you're going to see. And just similar now to Advent, even though this is not religious, but similar to Advent, there's a candle lit every night. And you see the different beautiful colors that are a representation of African colors. So there are 7 days that we will celebrate. The first day is Imoja. The second is Kuji Chagalia. The third is Ujima. The fourth is Ujama. And Nia is the fifth. Kuumba is the sixth. And Imani is the seventh. So these names are derived from Swahili, which is the language that some of the professors and the theologians that I developed around all my years of study. Kiswahili is one of the languages that has been bantered around for African Americans learning so that we have a language because we were even stripped of our languages. And there's a sense of stability and everything where you know you're owning your own ancestral history and way of being. So again, remember the first night, which is tonight, Umoja, and that is unity. I think everyone can celebrate unity. People uniting is not a bad thing. This is to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. So day 2 would be Kuji Chagalia. That is self-determination. There's nothing wrong with that either, is there? Requires that we define our common interests and make decisions that are in the best interest of our family and community. Again, these are thoughts that if you take it for granted that in America, everyone takes into a common interest and make decisions that are in the best interest of our family and our community. Well, not always for African descended people. People may always fight for our votes and different things like that, and not necessarily care about our community at all. People can even proselytize us and not necessarily care for our community. So this is about African descended people reawakening as a community who they are and being proud as a community. So day 3, Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Collective work, that means African descendant people working together, when we know in these United States, a lot of things were done to divide us, right down to the building of highways that went straight through our neighborhoods and separated African descendant people. So day 3, Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Day 4, Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Now, this is very important because we haven't cooperated in this area. I've seen it in my lifetime, but I'm going to say maybe my grandparents who raised me may saw a whittling away of that. Some of the Black farmers stood together, and then there was intention about breaking them apart, starving them out financially and things like that in order for large companies to take land and things like that. So to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. Now, that is something we have not been able to do. If you think about the American dream, so to speak, many times if I go and I even look at hair care products, it's not from my community because there was no way and no thought of us when these things were being created. And I'm not bashing any community for that, but now we say, and I know so many African owned, founded and owned businesses that you can buy wonderful natural hair care products from, and makeup and clothing and all type of things. When I was in my 20s, I didn't hear of that. I couldn't walk down on West End or somewhere, or Little Five Points and things like that, and see businesses that were primarily started by us that was something other than just, beauty supply, beauty this, beauty that. It is, none of those are called beauty anything because they consider you already beautiful. So, Ujamaa. Day 5, Nia. Purpose encourages us to look within ourselves and to set personal goals that are beneficial to the community. Now, I don't think many people set out to be detrimental to their community. You have to be intentional about being beneficial to your community. No matter where you are, you have to be intentional about being beneficial to your community. So day 5 is Nia. Day 6, Kuumba, creativity. To do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. This is probably one of my favorite. After we made a move and we went more into the country, I am always baffled by the beautiful trees and the scenery and the natural landscape. And there's always someone coming through and they will throw their McDonald's bag out and throw all type of trash, not even considering the beauty of the landscape. And that's what this is about, leaving our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. So some people take for granted that inheritance of the beauty that the earth gives us daily, and they don't mind throwing their trash on it. So this is a little different. Kuumba, day 6. And the final day of Kwanzaa is Imani, faith. Focuses on honoring the best of our traditions, draws upon the best in ourselves, and helps us strive for a higher level of life for humanity or humankind by affirming our self-worth and confidence in our ability to succeed and triumph in righteous struggle. Imani, faith, honoring the best of our traditions. And this by far was probably one of the better traditions ever created. And I'm going to stop sharing now. I hope this adds a blessing to your life. If you want to celebrate Kwanzaa, whether you have the candles or not, you can speak the principles there with your family. My girls went through a special class at First African, so I'm thankful to the staff at First African and all of the wise people that were there that introduced all of those young people to these principles that they still live by today. So I pray you have a wonderful Kwanzaa celebration. If not, and you want to learn more about it, just come back here and just listen. I gave you all the key factors, and you're more than able to do this in your own home. All right? Harambe, let's pull together. Amen. Amen.